the number one rule that turns conversations into revenue. Let's get started. What's up, folks? Johnny Lee Reynoso here with Reynoso Global Consulting and My Living Media. If you don't know me, I've been in sales for over 20 years. I've been training and developing teams for the majority of that. And not too long ago, well, probably about 15 years ago now, I took a consulting firm from 10 million to over 128 million in revenue. Since then, I started my own firm, which has allowed me the opportunity to work with many organizations and take them from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to 7 figures, from 7 figures to 9 figures. You name it, we've been working very closely with organizations time after time. And here's the deal when it comes to sales. Our number one focus is, let's look at the pipeline. Many leaders say to me, look at the pipeline. We should be doing well. We have a great funnel. We have a great this. We have a great that. When we start looking at the pipeline and identifying how big it is, how many accounts they have, how many reps do they have, how many phone calls they're making, it actually seems to be pretty good. But then I look at the closed revenue and I go, something doesn't make sense. We have 22 proposals out there valuing about $17 million, let's say, but yet again, we only did 4 million year to date. It doesn't make sense. What's going on here? What's going on there? And here's the deal. When you go into the CRM and you start looking at it, they're missing one critical component, which is this. Bam, fam. Book a meeting from a meeting, from a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. Follow me. You go to a first meeting, you have a great opportunity. You talk to the executive, you talk to your customer, you're going back and forth, you identify needs, you uncover all these things, only to be left with, you know what, Mike, thank you again for your time. Things are great here. I really love what you just shared. You know what, I want to talk to my business partner and I'll get back to you next week. And most reps, this is what they do. Next week? Sure, no problem. No rush. I'm going to leave my information here with you. Call me next week. And then next week comes, no, better yet, you get back to your office, you go right to your CRM and you put, oh, I have a 80% chance of closing this one. It's a $250,000 deal. Meanwhile, you don't even have a follow-up scheduled. The other day I was with an organization who sells professional services. Same exact thing. They go in, they have proposals out. Proposals. Let's talk about this for a second. I have proposals out to these potential customers. 2 here, 4 there. What are the next steps? I don't have next steps. It's not scheduled yet. How do you not have next steps? How do you have a proposal out to somebody, but you don't have a commitment when to get back together? I'm going to give you another thing here. This is a quick little tip that I want you to focus on. Instead of having proposals, okay, I want you to have commitment letters. This allows you to have the easy way to go from having a proposal to having a commitment letter to go from booking a meeting from a meeting. Because if I give you a commitment letter, you should be expecting that I want a commitment to get back together again. You see, what is a proposal, folks? What is a proposal? A proposal is you, the customer, let's say, you, the customer, me, the salesperson, we have great dialogue. We understand what value we're going to bring to you in your business. And ultimately, what I just put on paper was what we discussed. So it's not like I'm just coming up with some arbitrary numbers. Let's say you're selling advertising and you're selling a full page ad for $900 or $1,250. And you talk to the customer and you say, hey, I'm selling this full page ad. It's $1,250. We're going to get you 60 leads a month. And these leads, if you do a normal conversion of about 30%, you should get around 18 leads. If you close about 50% of those, you should close around 9. So things should be great. If you do 9 and you're in roofing and you're doing about $50,000 per roof, you should generate about $450,000. You should love me. Great. You go through all that and they say, I'm in. I love what you just shared. I love the fact you could do all this. Great. Just give me a proposal and let me think about what is there to think about? What is there to think about? Now, you might think to yourself, what does that have to do with book a meeting from a meeting? Do you know why you don't book a meeting from a meeting? Because you don't feel like you gave your customer enough value. Because you don't feel like you gave your prospect enough information that it earned you the right to not ask, but to demand. To not ask, but impose. To not ask, but prescribe the next step. You see, if you're in sales and you can't book a meeting from a meeting, you're not in sales, you're order taking. That's why you love it when they at least say to you, give me a call next week, or I'll call you next week, or give me a couple weeks, let me think about it. What is there to think about? There's many ways, and you could go and Google this. There's many organizations or many sales trainings out there that talk about this and have all these different tie down questions and all this. There's nothing to tie down. We have a great dialogue. We talk about our value proposition, your needs. We identify that there's a way to help you get, right? Help you get 9 deals that you could close, right? 18 roughly or 36 roughly, or however many that we could get you in the door. And ultimately, that should lead you to a path for success. So there should be no questions asked. You're going to close about 50,000 per, which is around 450K. Let's go win. Folks, when you're selling out there, remember this, 5%, I've shared this before in the previous video, 5% are yes people. Yes people. Do you want to book a meeting from a meeting with those individuals? Of course. If it requires next steps, you always want to do that. So you want to get a meeting from a meeting. These are yes people, right? Now we have 25% are what? These are no. Your job is to convince them to go from no to maybe. How do you do that? By asking critical questions, by leading them down the path to success. Because a sale is the ability to move another human in the direction that you desire. That's a sale. So now, if they're no, your job, let's go with the red here. Let me see if I can get some red over here. Here we go, red. These are no's, right? Your job is to get them to become what? Maybes. These are maybes. And let me tell you why I like to put maybes in green especially, because this is where you make your money. You make your money on the maybes, not on the yeses. The yeses, you're just going to make a few dollars. You're not going to hit quota. You're going to feel good for a little bit. You're going to think you have it down right. You think your sales pitch is perfect, and it's not, because those are the yes people. They always say yes. The no's, you want to move to maybes. How do you move a no to a maybe? Very simple. How do you do that? Like I said before, you book a meeting from a meeting. I'm going to say this over and over again. Bam, fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. You make a cold call. Great conversation. What's the goal? Set another meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. Folks, think about this for a second. I've been in sales for over 20 years. I've trained and developed call centers that was selling 7-figure engagements over the phone. I've trained and developed account executives selling professional services, B2B, B2C. I've been around globally, Europe, South America, in the United States. I have to tell you one thing. If you don't have enough value and perceived value on the phone or in person, you're not going to earn your right here. So let's go back to first principles. Before you get out into the field and you start making your cold calls or selling, what are you bringing of value to the table? What value are you bringing to your customer? How are you able to speak to their end goal? What's going to help them get to there? Is it a process? Is it a service? Is it a technology? Can they see it? Do they believe in it? And it can't just come from educating them. It has to come from one area. I wasn't going to get into this, but I'm so passionate about this stuff. I'm going to get into this one area right here. It's right here. Certainty. Certainty is the one emotion that you have to transfer to your customer, to your prospect, in order for them to say yes to you. Here's why. Anybody could go to Anthropic, Claude, anybody could go to ChatGPT, anybody could go to Gemini, anybody could Google and get all the information they need and want about your product or service. It happens all the time. I met with a customer the other day. We were talking about a few things, and he says, so I compared you to ChatGPT and to Gemini, and I found that even Claude had a better output about who you are and the work you've been doing. In fact, I was going to ask you for case studies, and I found it right here. This is what ChatGPT, AI, and all these different platforms have allowed our customers to do to us. So now that they're almost eliminating the ability to educate your customer, what do you have? What's your power? What's your one tool you could grab onto that can make sure you are uber successful? Is the ability to transfer the emotion of certainty to your customer. And how does that come? Through tonality, through how you speak, right? Tonality is, again, Mike, thank you again for your time. I'm really excited to meet with you again. I know you have to speak with Steve, your business partner, about this opportunity. You know what? Mornings or afternoons better for you. I want to come back next week to talk to the two of you to make sure that we have this, understanding of how we're going to take you to the next level. I'd hate to leave it upon you to share what I have shared with you for the last hour and a half. Why would you ever let somebody else share with somebody else what you're trying to get done? Oh, but they're business partners, Johnny. They want to talk it amongst each other. He wants to share with him what it is I share with. That's nonsense. Let them talk again by themselves. But at least put your best foot forward by having the ability to what? To meet with the two of them if they're both the economic decision makers. Folks, at the end of the day, you can't be afraid from booking a meeting from a meeting, because if you are, you're going to regret it because the market is changing fast. AI is improving salespeople left and right. If you earn the right to book a meeting from a meeting and you do it with a level of tonality that transfers the emotion of certainty, folks, you're going to crush it. Not only this year, next year, and the years to come. Folks, like, subscribe, share this with others that need to understand how to book a meeting from a meeting. Talk to you soon.